Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 1283-4S. This is it's a door holder is what it is. In essence, that's what it is, a door holder. It just happens to be one of the most superb examples of door holders that are available in the architectural hardware industry. And part of that is because of the company that makes it, Trimco. Excellent quality fit and finish always is a hallmark of reviewing their items. And this is what the 1283 looks like. This is the business end of the 1283. Half-inch hardened ball bearings that are in there, adjustable via a spanner sort of application. The back side of that, it attests to the fact that this is solid brass construction, that riveted on durable rubber bumper that's there, that of course only the 4S, and this is the 4S part, that's a reference to the strike, when that gets up in there, and should it make contact, it'll hit the rubber stop. Okay, I obviously can't push that hard enough to make it those bearings actually go back, but that's what it looks like when it's all said and done. Now the hallmark of this material is the adjustability for not only the sort of vertical axis, but also a bit of the horizontal axis as well. This item is designed to tolerate a door that will sag, a door that will move a little bit. The reason that that is important is because doors do with time sag, especially if they're high volume use. 3 foot by 7 foot hollow metal doors, wood doors. You look at them day one and they're good. The margins are 1/8 of an inch all the way around on the door. You come back a couple of years later, now that door's done this. The frame's done this as well. Well, the wall hasn't really moved, but now the orientation of what's happening on however or wherever this is installed is really where you're getting into trouble with it. Okay? Frame, door. Okay? Now, let's look at the information below this video in the extended description. The patented 1283 adjuster series is the only self-adjusting door holder manufactured, made of solid brass or bronze. This is satin chrome, so it's going to be a brass-based material, which is inferred in the 626 color. That's what this is. It'd be bronze if your finish was going to be a satin bronze, polished bronze, oil rub bronze naturally. Featuring spring-loaded ball bearings, allowing for tension adjustability. You might need a bit more pressure holding the door closed, or maybe a bit less. The unique stops and holders are self-adjusting to compensate for up to 1/2 of an inch vertical sag. The height of the strike is such that it will tolerate an orientation like this, like this, like this, like this, and it's still being held in. Okay, that's where they're coming up with that. Multiple options for floor and wall strikes are also available, as well as a lockable version for use with a padlock. So you can get this in such a way that it will prevent the door from being operated in a scenario that the door is not to be closed. Think of a school, a tamper-proof sort of method. Obviously, being a manual door holder, it is not permissible to use these with fire-rated doors at all. So the strike is gripped by the hardened 1/2 inch diameter ball bearings that are in here. Self-adjusting door sag up to 1/2 of an inch. Gripping tension is adjustable via the security screws that are here. Rugged through-bolt attachment from the back side of the door. Now, another hallmark of Trimco is always supplying a great bolt or screw package. So you're going to get these 1/4-20 undercut flathead machine bolts to go through an 1 3/4 door with the counter finish washers or countersunk washers, and bolt that right through the door. And you're going to need that. This is made for heavy-duty use. You're going to want it to be through-bolted, absolutely. If it's a wood door, it's just not going to last if it's not through bolted, and you couldn't attach it any other way other than through bolting it anyway. Concealed tamper-proof rubber cushion, that is certainly the case. And that is not actually the case with all of the competitors' models of this item. You could actually get your hands on that rubber cushion, and I suppose you could tear it out. This you really can't get to because it's riveted from the concealed side. Variety of strikes available: standard and custom height floor strikes, rigid and adjustable wall strikes. So of their adjustable series, you're going to have this is the 4S, and that references to the fact that this is a model that is, the strike is wall mounted. Okay. They also have the 2S, which is the floor mounted version of the strike. That's pretty common as well. You're going to have the 6S, which is an adjustable wall strike. The 6S is basically this, but there is a screw, a bolt. You can loosen that and then make that move over into the V-shaped teeth that are positive and negative to each other and keep it in place. That's great because you don't necessarily have a straight, approach of the door to the unit. You might have an odd angle where it needs to approach. So having that strike all of a sudden tip out this way so that the door can actually approach it makes a lot of sense. You might have an application that calls for that, and the 6S will do that. The LS, again, is the lockable version of this, that you can padlock it so that it can't be moved in an unauthorized sort of fashion. There is a link below this video to a document called Template, and that gives all the important dimensional properties of the item, but let's go over just the general ones now. I do like to do a reality check on their templates. Not Trimco specifically, but all templates. 2 1/4 wide is what they have, and that is indeed the case. 2 3/4 overall height. That's pretty good too. Overall projection is at 1.5 inches. Yeah, that's looking good. The 4S strike, 3.5 inch overall. Okay. Width of the base, they've got it at, well, I'm not sure what it is there, 0.19. But 1.25 inches. Thickness of the bar, 0.47 inch, I suppose. So it's basically 1/2 inch. That's correct. The height of the base, 2 3/4. Yeah, that is indeed the case. Maybe a little heavy on that. 2 large countersinks. The rest of the screw package you're going to get is going to allow you to, again, great screw packaging from Trimco. Lead anchors, machine bolts. If you've installed anything, if you need to install this to a masonry wall, that's the way to go. You have to use dynamite sometimes to blow these anchors out. Then, of course, a couple of wood screws and, of course, a couple of plastic anchors. Use the lead anchors if at all possible. If it's a dense enough sort of substrate that you're putting it down to, a poured concrete condition is what I'm really referring to. Available, as I probably already mentioned, well, I know that I have not. Available in several different finishes. Your bronze, satin, oil rubbed, brass, satin polished, chrome, satin polished. Trimco is a company that will absolutely entertain custom finishes, and that's part of their thing. I'm looking at this item, and I can tell that this is handcrafted hardware is what it is. For all intents purposes, it's handmade, and you can tell that it's handmade, and it gives character to the material. Now, the bottom line is this: Trimco is certainly not the least expensive. They're not an economy grade sort of trim and auxiliary company. They focus on quality. They focus on robust levels of material. Much of what they sell is factory order. I would say 80% of it's made to order. In closing, what you've got with Trimco is a full line manufacturer of all things trim and auxiliary hardware related. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page, and that's handy because from there you can pull up a link to the current product catalog, a link to the current product catalog. It's always current. And also their line of Urban stainless steel door hardware. A couple of things to note about Trimco that, other than what I've already mentioned, that sets them aside as some unique products, and namely, that is their sliding door hardware that is completely handicap compliant. Privacy and passage functions that are truly ADA compliant. They're 1069, 1069L series material. And they also have sliding door hardware that is lever style in a variety of different levers, just vertical levers. And they are, in that Urban catalog, you'll be able to review all of the different lever designs, and much of it they can do in that sliding sort of style as well. If you have any questions on the Trimco, this is their part number 1283-4S automatic door holder, or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.